Don't look now, but the Detroit Red Wings have lost 2 games in a row, and they will be playing off against the red-hot Dallas Stars later today. With that established, let's turn our attention to a name that has been linked to Detroit once again after a season full of rumors and a season full of fans arguing back and forth. Ladies and gentlemen, let's head over to the Pittsburgh Penguins and talk about Erik Karlsson. Now, Karlsson and the Red Wings is not a brand new idea. We have made a ton of videos about this guy throughout the course of the season. But there was a new article posted by Bruce Raymond on Red Wings Insider that talks about how the Red Wings and other teams could re-enter the Erik Karlsson sweepstakes this summer. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Okay, if you're a Penguins fan, you're probably saying, well, why would the Penguins want to trade this guy? He's actually been pretty good this year. And if you're a Red Wings fan, you're saying, well, why would the Red Wings want to trade for this guy? They already got Justin Falk. Now, those are 2 very rational ideas. But let's dive into this angle here, shall we? Erik Karlsson is 35 years old, 6 feet 190, a right-handed defenseman. His contract goes on till the end of 26-27. So he does have 1 more year after this season. He's making $11.5 million a year. The cap hit is scary. However, we will need to pay attention to the actual dollars that this guy is going to be paid. Take a look at this season's worth of play and you'll see that Erik Karlsson has 44 points in 60 games played, on pace for about 57 points in 77 total games. He also had 4 assists in 5 games for Team Sweden at the Olympics, all while wearing the A on his sweater. This is the reason Erik Karlsson's name is all of a sudden being tossed back into trade rumors. Take a look at what Pierre LeBrun wrote about in The Athletic earlier this week. This could finally be the offseason where Erik Karlsson moves, especially after his $6 million signing bonus is paid July 1st. If GM Kyle Dubas can recoup some assets for Karlsson this summer, I think he will. Oh boy, it always boils down to the signing bonuses. Take a look at Erik Karlsson and the final year of his deal. He gets a $6 million signing bonus on the 1st of July. However, the base salary, the money that he is going to be paid throughout the course of the season, is only $1.5 million. You see, this contract was front-loaded, and there were a lot of signing bonuses earlier on. 2019-20 saw Karlsson make $11 million on the very first day of the year. $10 million the next, $9 million, $10 million. This season, or this upcoming season, he's got a $6 million bonus. His total salary for 26-27 is $7.5 mil, so 7.5 minus 6, he is only making $1.5 million bucks throughout the course of the 26-27 season, which means that once he gets that $6 million bonus, the next team that he is on, the ownership that's actually responsible for payroll duty and giving money to these players, they're only going to have to pay him $1.5 mil. Sure, the cap hit is $11.5. That's still really big. But this guy is going to be making a significantly smaller amount of money. Now, there also was some retained salary on that. It's not even a full 11.5. There's some withholdings done by the San Jose Sharks. Take a look at the actual cap hit. It's $10 million. So, still not cheap, but Erik Karlsson and the talent that he provides still is worthy of a certain dollar amount, I would say. In fact, Penguins fans would be the first one to tell you exactly that. Top Reply says he has been a completely different player under Muse, back to being fully elite. If you are committed to being competitive as long as you have Sid playing at a high level, you shouldn't trade this version of Erik Karlsson. He is literally having his best year as a Penguin. Not sure why Dubas would pay to have him play somewhere else. The dude has had his best year in Pittsburgh. My guess is he stays around another year, and they get rid of or they let walk either Malkin or Letang this year. So already, there are Penguins fans stepping in saying, hey, I don't want to see Erik Karlsson get traded. He's actually been playing pretty well, and he's got another season left on his deal. Take a look at his splits. He's got 5 points in his last 5 and 9 points in his last 10. Pretty good for the 35-year-old. But heading back over to this article on Red Wings Insider, let's talk about the idea of the Detroit Red Wings potentially dipping their toes back in the Erik Karlsson sweepstakes. LeBrun's latest report basically points to one thing: Pittsburgh wants optionality, and Karlsson's contract is about to become easier to move. The key date is when his $6 million signing bonus gets paid on July 1st. After that, the remaining cash owed drops, even if the cap hit still scares teams. Here is the idea of the Red Wings. You could almost hear Wings fans arguing in group chats already, half excited by points, half terrified of the cap hit. That cap hit is the whole game. Karlsson's retained $10 million AAV means Detroit either needs retention or they need to ship money out. Dubas also needs a reason to do it. If Pittsburgh can recoup assets, they will explore this deal. Detroit's sell is simple. Plug Karlsson into a top 4 role, feed him power play touches, and let Mo Seider handle the heavier matchup minutes. The real risk is roster flexibility. One big ticket on the blue line can squeeze depth, especially when you still need cheap minutes and a steady third pair. I do think it's fair to bring up whether or not the Red Wings would actually benefit from a guy like Erik Karlsson, but when you think about a best-case scenario, quote-unquote, if you are okay with sidelining Albert Johansson for a little bit, you could realistically be looking at a D-core that features the likes of Mo Seider, Justin Falk, Erik Karlsson, Axel Sandin Pellikka as more of a secondary, tertiary offensive option, and then you have Ben Sherratt and Simon Edvinsson still there as well. That is a pretty good top 6, I would say. And of course, you would have to get rid of Travis Hamonic to do that. His contract's expiring. I think he's not going to come back. Albert Johansson, though, it really is a question mark as to whether or not you would be comfortable in holding him and his career back. But thinking about a top 6 that features Seider, Falk, Sherratt, ASP, Edvinsson, and Erik Karlsson, that sounds like a pretty good idea to me, man. The Red Wings defense can improve pretty well, and you could have some very versatile offensive options on all pairs, really. If you separate Karlsson and Falk and ASP, they are all righties, but then again, Mo Seider is also a righty, so maybe you move things around a little bit to accommodate for that. But at the end of the day, Pierre LeBrun is right. If Erik Karlsson is going to be paid $6 million on July 1st, it makes the remaining money owed to him $1.5 million. And that, despite a high cap hit, will become a lot more attractive to NHL GMs and management teams looking to add some potentially cheap offensive depth on their blue line. With that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Erik Karlsson would be an appropriate Detroit Red Wing trade target? They already got Justin Falk. Could they double dip on the right side and grab an Erik Karlsson-like name as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.